Hello everyone, my name is Quy Tran. I'm the owner-operator of 3 restaurants here. We own the oldest Vietnamese restaurant and the first Vietnamese restaurant here in St. Louis called My Lee's. And we also have 2 wonderful restaurants called Noodle House. I'd like to really thank Oracle for the opportunity for me to showcase what I do here with all of you. Just give you a little bit of a background. We're fortunate enough to be nominated for Outstanding Restaurant with the James Beard Awards this past year. And those of you that don't know the James Beard, it's basically the Academy Awards for restaurants. And we're very blessed as well to grace the cover of Food and Wine magazine in February 2018. So thank you for having me, and I can't wait to showcase what I do for you today. I'm going to make a very traditional Vietnamese soup because everyone in St. Louis calls me the soup guy, so let's just roll with it. So today, we're going to make a soup called Canh Chua. So Canh Chua in Vietnamese basically just means sour soup. So if you go to Vietnam, this is what's for dinner every night basically. And they always pair this soup because it's so fresh, it's like sweet and sour, they pair it with something savory. So it just works out really well. So the base of this soup is lemongrass and tamarind. And tamarind is a fruit, it's heavy in Southeast Asian cuisine, also in Latin America, Mexico. So it's a fruit that's very tart. And so what we're gonna do today is we're just gonna blend all these things. All right, everyone, let's get started. So we've got the 4 cups of water, just like in the recipe. I just got the pot really hot. I just wanted to do it. I just wanted the sound for it. It's a little exciting. And you want it up to a boil, okay? So once it's up to a boil, I'm gonna add the lemongrass. So when I add the lemongrass in there, and if it's a little frozen, it's okay. Just mix it around, let it seep into there, and just let it, it's gonna infuse the stock with such great flavor. And it's gonna add like a nice little, if you look at it, it's gonna add like a nice little like green, kind of very fresh looking soup. And this lemongrass is amazing. So, it's really nice. So we'll get that. So you wanna cook that down, just let it soak into the broth for a little bit. And then from there, you wanna add your tamarind. Now you can add all your spices. So add your tamarind powder. So now you want to mix it up, and the neat thing about this is it's just, now you kind of like get into like this really neat color, like you got specks of green and then you've got like the brown tamarind. So it's really nice. And add the sugar, because that's where the sweetness is going to come from. And again, it's 100% vegan. So sugar, salt. And you want to bring it up to a boil and just let it go. And you guys will be fine right there. Once it goes, as a chef, we always say taste as you go, because if you like it a little bit more saltier than I do, you can feel free to add it to your liking. But I have the recipe for you because this is the way I like it. That's how I like to eat. That's how we make it. And so, you can do the same thing I do, or if you like it sweeter, you like it more tart, you can adjust it a little bit. But this is just a guide reference for you to get started to make this really neat traditional lemongrass tamarind soup that maybe your friends have never had before. So we've added all that in there. So as you can see, it's starting to boil now. And let me just show you this broth. So it's just like now it's just really neat, really awesome. I mean, you can smell it. I mean, it's just the smell of tamarind, smell of lemongrass is very fresh. Now, when you guys do start to cook, it's starting to boil real quick, and you see how quickly it happens. So from this point, add in your pineapples, because that'll give it a little bit more sweet and sour, which is great. And you add in your tomatoes, because that's gonna give it another layer of flavor. And you just let that cook down for a few minutes, just let it cook down for a few minutes. I'm just gonna rush through it today for you. So that's kind of like the sequence that I like. And then you add in the elephant ear vegetable. So the elephant ear vegetable you let it go. It's not gonna take you that long, but again, while the broth is boiling, just give it a few minutes and it's going to soften up and it's gonna get really spongy like. But when you eat this soup with that vegetable, it's gonna give you like a great mouthfeel. And it's gonna when you bite into it, like the flavors is gonna like seek in even more. It's wonderful. It's like when you have a drumstick, but you get the caramel drumstick, and then you just eat it and you're like, oh, it's the shot of caramel. So like this, it's kind of like the same feeling, mouthfeel for it. It's great. So elephant ear vegetable, celery. And man, I wish you guys could smell this soup, but I guess once you cook it, you will be able to smell it. So, I mean, all the flavors, you just let it go. You know, once this goes in, you let it go for another few minutes and just let that seep in, all the different, you know, the celery, all that. It's gonna just enhance this soup. The bean sprouts should always go last because obviously bean sprouts, it's a lot quicker to cook because, you know, it's less dense. So bean sprouts will go in. And my favorite part, I'm not gonna give you guys an exact amount for the herbs because for this soup, the more herbs, the better. I mean, it just gives it such a freshness, and it's wonderful. So now this is starting to cook down. Again, my favorite things are culantro. Just gonna let that go like that, and rice paddy herb. So just let it go. And again, if you can't find those two things, cilantro and Thai basil works just as fine. We're just adding layers of flavor to this wonderful, wonderful soup. So you can see it's kind of boiling, it's hot. It's going again. It's not gonna take you, this whole preparation time to cook it, it's not gonna take you more than 15 minutes. So you can make a traditional, amazing Vietnamese lemongrass soup to feed 4 people in 15 minutes. So now that that's boiling, I just want to show you. So you're wondering when's the fried garlic going on. I'm going to show you. That's going to go last. So now that this is boiling, to plate, just make sure you get a ladle and get all the good stuff. So there's pineapples, tomatoes, bean sprouts, everything. So this looks great. So get a ladle of that. And again, you know, put some rice at the bottom, put this on top. Or if you want, you can use vermicelli noodles, put it at the bottom and eat it as a noodle soup. And again, this is vegan, but if you do want to add seafood in it, I recommend either shrimp or some kind of fish fillet, which just adds another layer of flavor to it. And that's usually, you know, people either have it vegan or they add fish or they add shrimp to it. So either way, it's perfect. All right, now here's the fried garlic. This goes last because this just adds, well, garlic just makes everything better. So just in case you have a garlic allergy, then you know you don't have to have it. We put it in last, but just feel free, be generous with the fried garlic from the store. It's wonderful. So if you guys look, that's what it is. And you know, again, for me, add more herbs. There's nothing wrong with it. So this is a traditional Vietnamese lemongrass and tamarind soup that I just taught you how to make. So have fun with it. Feed your family, feed your friends. Just now you're a Vietnamese cook. So again, Canh Chua. And thank you, Oracle, for giving me this opportunity. You all have a wonderful, wonderful day. See ya.